I've brought you to the forest today on my early morning hike, where I like to come because in the morning, if you come really early, the birds are the chirpiest and so delightful. But what I wanted to talk about today, I've been thinking a lot about my last summer adventure with the dolphins, and I haven't really taken a minute to share it with everybody yet, and it was pretty magnificent. I had a chance to go, the Upledger Institute, who I did my CranioSacral Therapy training through, has been doing therapy work with dolphins for years and years and years and years and years. Dr. Upledger, when he was a young man in the Navy, had some early experiences with dolphins and really experienced them as being special, healing, wonderful beings. And so he started doing therapeutic sessions with them in the water, where he would bring clients into the water. They would work on the clients in the water, and the dolphins would just catch the vibe of what was happening, and they would participate. It's been, and when I heard about that, 16 years ago, I was like, are you kidding me? I am doing that one day. Well, one day happened last summer. I got to make my dreams come true. And even better, I found a program that allowed me to take somebody from my family with to come and experience it. And last summer, my daughter Delilah turned 13. And so as part of her celebrating her transition into becoming a grown-up, I decided to take her on an adventure with me. And it was amazing. There were 6 couples in the class, so just 12 of us. And we worked on each other in a variety of different places. We started learning how to work on each other in the pool, so just like how to float somebody in the water, how to minimally hold and support them so that they don't choke and sputter on water, but so that the water can really be the primary healer. And we worked on each other in a pretty rough ocean, which was even more challenging. And in the ocean, it was even more clear to me that it was not about any kind of therapy that I was doing. I was really just trying to keep this person from being capsized by a wave and putting them in like the perfect position so that the wave could move through their body. And then we got to work with the dolphins, and that was just an unbelievable experience. There were 6 of us in the water, standing on a platform at this dolphin sanctuary in the Bahamas, and we were floating our partners. Like, I was holding my daughter by the foot, and these 2 beautiful dolphins, a mother and a daughter, were swimming in the enclosure, and they swam everywhere. They would swim to one person, and then they would dive down, and they would spend a while with somebody else, and then they would be at the back of the enclosure. The 2 of these dolphins just moved among these 6 participants for 20 minutes. It was only 20 minutes, but it felt like a lifetime for each of the people there. They received such incredible information. Their bodies went through so many things. For me, in my experiences with the dolphins, I felt I couldn't believe how many things were happening at the same time. I was really struck by what all the sounds felt like in my body. I felt like I was getting so much sonar sent through my head and into my brain and down my whole spinal column. I felt every little click and clack and chirp, and I really felt like the dolphins would be on one side of the pool or the other. I don't even know what they were doing half the time. And they would dive into the water, and then I would feel the leftover reverberations moving through my body, and it was so beautiful. And there were a few times that a dolphin came and put her nose on my head and just worked directly with me. I just felt such love and sweetness. It was incredible. And the really cool thing actually happened later that afternoon. We went to sort of debrief our experience in the swimming pool at the bar by our hotel. And the swimming pool was really noisy and loud and busy, different than where we had been previously. And I was in the water, and I was being worked on by some of the other folks, and I was being floated, and I was hearing the pool cleaner in the corner, and it was making clicks and clacks and whirring and vibrating, and I was like, all right, well, that sounds kind of like a dolphin. Why don't I try to receive the healing from the pool machine. It was so cool. And then there was this little kid at the other end of the pool who started doing cannonballs. And for just a fraction of a second, I was like, kid doing cannonballs. And then I was like, wait a minute, it's creating the exact same kind of undulation moving through the water that's like giving my body a really neat experience. So I started like letting this like kid who was doing cannonballs heal me, and I was taking in everything. I was taking in the faint bar music that I could hear, the talking that I could hear. I just decided that, like, what if secretly everything in the universe was conspiring for my healing and my benefit, and I just wasn't paying attention to receive it in that way. And that was like the biggest thing I got out of my whole entire experience. And I have been carrying it with me all year. I've been carrying it with me, especially in my walks in the forest. It's one of the main reasons I like to come early in the morning, because the birds are so loud and so beautiful, and the wind moving through the trees. It's so wonderful for me to stop and be receptive to how all of this forest ecosystem is here for me. And lately I've been like trying to see if I can expand that to noises that annoy me. Like, for example, when I'm working quietly with a client in my office and like a weed whacker goes on next door, how do I line up with that and invite that sound in to be part of the experience? Or, you know, if I'm hearing the freeway from my bedroom at night, how do I try not to just be annoyed by it and find a way to line up with that? Even that sound, even that is conspiring for my benefit. So this is my offering for you today. See how you could let life in a little bit more, how you could let in the sounds, the textures, the movements, the feelings, and imagine that all of life is conspiring for your benefit.